Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, this is a reading on the debate. Now, I sat through the whole debate. I've got opinions on it. I would say that Biden did not crush it on this debate. He came out initially sounding old and feeble and weak, like he had a cold and he couldn't raise his voice or project his voice. Trump was projecting his voice. He was being loud and proud, like MAGA normally is. Trump was also fact-free. So Susan Lin did a reading today where basically she was saying that Biden would mop the floor with Trump in this debate, and that but Trump was just going to be a chaos master. He was just going to come up and lie about everything and talk about the border and talk about inflation and talk about Hunter Biden and stuff like that. And Biden was going to have to work 5 times as hard trying to refute Trump's stuff while trying to tout what he's done. And that was pretty much spot on. That's pretty much what happened. A part of the way through, about a third of the way through, Biden started getting upset. And when he started getting upset about women's rights and Charlottesville is when he started projecting his voice and sounding powerful. And he definitely was turning it around at that point. And then Biden started throwing shade and getting snarky at Trump. And that was also doing well, too. But then he ended up his closing arguments like he started. He was talking about numbers and he was sounding feeble, while Trump is still making up stuff about murderers and rapists coming across the border and all sorts of stuff like that. This was not a good debate for Biden because Biden and his team treated it like it was going to be a normal presidential debate. And what don't you know by now about Trump and how things are going to go? Now, I wrote down some of the doozies in this. Trump denied that Charlottesville ever happened. Said it was made up and it's phony. That was the first, he lies about everything, but that was like one of the ones that was like shocking to hear come out of his mouth. Because Biden, in the context was Biden was saying, I decided that I was going to run for president after Charlottesville. And Trump was saying Charlottesville didn't happen. When asked about how you can pay for Social Security, Biden came out very forcefully and said he's going to make wealthy people pay for their fair share for Social Security. Did really well on that. Trump said Biden lies about everything. What? Projection 101 there. And Trump then followed up to say that Trump was the best president ever. All the historians say it. And Biden was the worst. All the historians say it. Biden at that point is just like, okay, whatever. He said he accused Trump of claiming that he was 6'5" and 220 pounds. Trump's like, I never said that. He's like, what, 6'4"? Like, that's what you tell everybody. Oh, I never say that. It's like, well, look at you. Trump kept saying that he offered Nancy Pelosi 10,000 troops, but Biden never pushed back on that as an absolute fabrication. To the point where Trump was saying that Nancy Pelosi's daughter filmed a documentary where Nancy Pelosi admitted that the whole January 6th thing was her fault. There was no pushback. What the hell? And then Biden a couple of times called Trump a whiner. It's like, he said, my God, man, you're just a whiner. You whine so much. You whined about the election being stolen, and this is when Trump was being asked multiple times if he would accept the results of the 2020 election, of the 2024 election. If there's going to be a second debate, Biden better pull the gloves off. And if he has to make up stuff as he does it, then make up stuff as he does it, because that's exactly what your opponent's doing. Just go after him. Talking about, the CHIPS Act and stuff like that, the American people aren't, by the time the independents and maybe like the women vote are listening to this, they've tuned out. You've got to hit them hard in the beginning and get Trump on his heels. But I want to look at the energy around this. Oh, and then at the end, CNN was they were doing their analysis, and I was being reminded that CNN is now owned by right-wing media, because the first guy came on and said, Trump broke the lieometer, the truthometer there, but I'm getting from my Democratic sources that they're going to ask Biden to step down and have somebody else run for president because it was that bad. It wasn't strong, but it wasn't that bad, and nobody is suggesting that. That's not going to happen. You're going to ride with Biden. You're going to ride this wave all the way to the shore. I would be stunned if Biden stepped down. Not going to happen. Okay, so let's look at the energy around the presidential debate. My brother and I talked for a little bit. He gave the CNN moderators a D, mostly because I thought the questions they asked were fine, but the minute that I would say either candidate, but mostly Trump was not answering the question. When asked about would you accept the result of the election, Trump starts talking about the border again. When asked about his age, Trump starts talking about the border again. And this is what Susan Lin said Trump would do. And she was absolutely right. If you have not seen Susan Lin's broadcast, she put it out on June 27th, which is today, Thursday, midday. Go look in your YouTube feed and find her if you didn't see it. She pretty much called it. Okay, so come on down. Let's take a look at the energy post-debate. Entertainment purposes only. Give me the energy around the debate. King of Cups. All eyes were really on Biden on this one because the question was going to be, how was Biden going to handle the debate? Was he going to come across as Sleepy Joe? In the beginning, he seemed really low energy. Again, he sounded like he had a cold and he was trying not to cough and his throat was sore or something like that. I don't know if he's been ill, but he was not coming across projecting forcefully, which is what he needs to do. What are we going to cross that with? The King of Pentacles. Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. Donald Trump just sitting there making stuff up, living in his fantasy land, but he sounds so confident. Like just a typical MAGA person, they sound so confident when they spew their falsehoods. And that's what we got to see was more of the same. Underneath it all was the Two of Cups. Both of them agreed to this debate. It's the Republicans, Democrats, but you've got a Trump factor in there where Trump doesn't follow the rules that normal candidates would follow. And that was a key error in Biden's presentation. May not have been his preparation either, but his presentation did not fully take this into account. They might want to throw Susan Lin on their advisory council going forward. In the past, you got the Eight of Wands. So this is the debate being broadcast to everyone, for everyone to see. Everyone who wanted to bother watching, they were going to watch it and see the competition between these two men. Current situation, Five of Swords. The Trumpers definitely think they came away winning this one. And that's a lot of that has to do with the fact that facts don't get in the way of their narrative. For Democrats, I think they would feel like, Trump just lied about everything because that's just what he does. He's a malignant narcissist. He lies about everything. But Biden needs to come out more confident. And for those people that say, please stop tapping on the table, sorry, I tapped for emphasis. And that's for emphasis. You're going to hear probably more tapping. So I don't know what to tell you. Turn down your volume? I don't know. Overarching energy is the Ace of Cups. Again, Trump plays on emotion. His whole spiel was on emotions. And playing on people's emotions, mostly fear. Saying that all the immigrants, all these murderers and rapists and terrorists are coming across the border, and Biden was putting them all on Social Security, which meant that there wasn't going to be Social Security benefits for anybody else. That's the kind of lie that we're talking about here. And Biden needs to come out and say, that is complete crap. Nobody is doing that. You're making that up. Why are you trying to scare... He has to take that next step. Why are you trying to scare American people into this? Why are you trying to make them racist and hate people that are coming in looking for our help? And then hit them with the Antichrist. Those are against the teachings of Christ. Those are Antichrist teachings. Hit them that way. Hit that mother hard. When Biden got his emotions up, he did well. He's got to be outraged. He's got to get his emotions up and get his energy up. The lesson to be learned. Trump is delusional. And he plays on people's emotions and their fears. Biden tries to show integrity. In this case, integrity doesn't work. Not that integrity is not the high road, just like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. No, Avenatti was more correct. When they go low, you punch harder. You've got to stop with this. You've got to call him out on his lies. If you don't answer the question, don't answer the question. Call him out on his lies and humiliate him. Keep going. The whole thing of this isn't to convince the American people that you have programs. They can look at your record and see that. Other people can tout that. You need to take the man, Donald Trump, down. You need to attack him and bring him down to his knees. Outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. I'm wondering what those CEOs are going to do with their money now. I imagine they were hoping Biden would put on a strong performance, but I'm a Biden fan. I would not say he put on a strong performance. He had moments in the middle that he was fairly strong, but he started weak and he ended weak. And you cannot do that if you want to have success. This is not a normal election. You cannot play by the norms. Biden started on Trump with abortion and women's rights. He didn't go hard enough or loud enough with it. Trump kept saying women, people that support Roe v. Wade want to get abortions on the 8th month or 9th month or even after the baby's born. Go on, Biden, push back. Tell them what woman would possibly want to abort an 8-month-old baby or a fetus that's 8 months old or 9 months old. And then call them out. There's nobody who's trying to abort a child after it's born. That's not abortion. That's euthanization or murder, however you want to look at it. And hit it from the, what would cause a woman to actually abort a fetus that's 8 months along? What must be going on that would cause that process to happen? That child would be dead. It would be a fetus that's dead in the woman's body. That's what would cause it. Or something's happened that's so damaged the fetus that it could cost the mother her life. Something like that. You've got to hit them with that. And then hit them with your laws. You would just sacrifice the mother because you don't care. How did women and independent voters view this election? This debate. Queen of Swords. Very matter of fact. God, and CNN, I didn't see any fact checking from CNN during this podcast at all. Crossed with the Page of Swords. They might have gone in with thinking how their mind was made up, and they might have left a little bit less convinced than they went going in if they were supporting Biden. They're confused. They're confused about who to vote for. They're, Queen of Swords, going in with your mind now, I'm not sure what I want to do with this. And literally, it might be that they might have to hold their nose and vote for Biden, I'm sorry to say, because they have to think about what their daughters are going to do. Something as simple as that. The Sun, truth's been revealed. They got to see both candidates. Now, this to me is what's going to happen when they're in the voting booth. They're going to have to do it on the down low. They're going to have to do it without anybody knowing. Overarching energy is the Tower. They're less convinced they want to vote for Biden, but it's about their reproductive rights. They don't want it to go into back alleyways to have the reproductive rights. What Trump did with Roe v. Wade is a Tower moment, but Biden did not capitalize on it. He gave up ground. the lesson to be learned is the magician. Trump is really good at selling things, and he was really good tonight at selling things. If you don't mind what he's selling is completely illusionary and delusional, well, then that's great for you. But, you know, women that maybe work on facts weren't going to be fooled by Trump. Now they have to think about what they're going to do. Now they have to think. They were more convinced when they went in than when they came out. If there's going to be a second debate, Biden better get his act together, because his performance tonight is not going to get it done. Now, mind you, Biden supporters are going to still vote for Biden. Trump supporters are still going to vote for Trump. So those people weren't going to be convinced. You needed to talk. Oh, of course, David. The people that were going to, there were three groups of people: women voters, independents, and young people. Young people and women voters, they're going to look at Biden and say, oh, he's old. He's old and is weak. Now, maybe in the middle, if they stuck around long enough to get to the middle, then maybe they would have had a little bit more enthusiasm. But some of the TikTokers I was watching saying, yeah, most people probably tuned out after the first break, and it was or after the first half hour, and it was after that is when Biden started picking up the momentum. Biden's got to come out hard. Hard and firing. Snark. Sarcasm. Attack. Call him out for what he is. He called him a felon. He called him a rapist. And those things. Called out about the money. But Biden was making mistakes in, numbers that he was saying. He was caught stuttering a few times, misspeaking some words and correcting himself. And that was all in the beginning. He just did, considering how much preparation he allegedly went through, it was not a strong performance. I do not give him a high grade at all. Trump was Trump. You got exactly what you were going to expect out of him. He actually did really well. He did better than I thought. No sundowner syndrome there. Probably if they had a drug test, they would find out that Ronnie Jackson got Trump's meds just right. Just saying. Okay. Not happy with this. Not happy at all. I don't know why the universe decided that this was the way things needed to go. But maybe, just maybe, if you were getting complacent and thinking you weren't going to vote, you better think again. Because Trump, again, is going to motivate his base. And you may not be excited about Biden. But it's Biden or authoritarianism. That's your choice. All right. I'll leave it at this one. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.